Right, sir. Please do stay on with me. Now, Qatar is making emergency adjustments to its gas supply chain amid ongoing disruptions. According to reports, Qatar LNG has offloaded 5 LNG slots at Belgium's Zeebrugge LNG terminal for April, signaling continued strain on its production and export operations. The move suggests that Qatar's LNG facilities may remain impacted for longer than expected, forcing the company to release capacity in Europe. This comes as the broader conflict in the region continues to disrupt global energy flows, raising concerns over supply stability in the coming weeks. Now, tensions have escalated in the Middle East after Iran launched missile strikes targeting Tel Aviv on Wednesday night. Israeli officials say the missiles carried cluster warheads which break into multiple smaller explosives mid-air, making them harder to intercept. Israel's air defense systems intercepted the incoming missiles, preventing major damage. The strikes come after Israel killed Iran's intelligence minister Ismail Khatib a day after eliminating senior figure Ali Larijani. Iran says the missile attack was in retaliation, marking a sharp escalation in the conflict. Ambassador KB Fabin, if I could come across to you, sir, the main question that is on everybody's mind at the moment is when will this war end? So, in your assessment, are we going to see further escalation in the war, or is it going to perhaps be a war of attrition and is going to continue for months now?
Well, unfortunately, it is going to get worse before it gets better. But before expanding on that, let me make one point. You mentioned about this Joe Kent being charged with divulging classified information. What is the information that he has divulged? He has divulged that Iran was not making nuclear weapons, that Israel was behind that, Israel sort of roped in America. Now, that reminds me of a joke, long time ago, when the Soviet Union was there, a friend of mine told me in Vienna that, I'm talking about Soviet Union, the Minister of Culture has no culture. But this is true, but this is top secret. So, there we are. Now, coming to how long will this dance of death continue? I still hold the view that things are getting more and more difficult for President Trump, and this when this 200 billion, which he is asking, well, there will be more debate, and I think it will be impossible for Trump's, Secretary of State and Secretary for War to defend in a intelligent way, the demand, and there will be backlash. And finally, it is my hope that the oldest democracy, the United States of America, celebrating its 250th anniversary, will be able to correct itself when the executive is, abusing the powers given to it, and the legislature will play its role. And as we know, to a limited extent, the judiciary has played its role by telling Trump that his imposition of tariffs was legally wrong. But one more, there is also the fourth estate, that is the media. Now, Washington Post has been silenced, but New York Times is there, and there are other channels, So I don't think this can last for too long. And as we know, I think we discussed it last time, I had said that Trump will not be able to meet with Xi Jinping if this war is still on. And now we hear that Trump has asked for postponement. But one day he will have to go. And meanwhile, Russia and China are giving assistance to Iran, mainly intelligence, but maybe more than that. So let us see what happens, whether Trump will take a realistic appreciation of his situation, and as we expect, and true to his style, declare victory. And as I said earlier, India can help him in getting some sort of a, words from Tehran so that he can say that, now that Tehran has agreed to this, I declare a victory. And now it is for the people of Iran to rise up, because if I go on bombing, how can they come to the streets? So I stop bombing, and I have asked Netanyahu also to stop and let us move on. And then, of course, he might also start his misadventure in Cuba. So attention gets diverted. Meanwhile, don't forget the ghost of Epstein is coming into the White House.
All right. So with that, I would like to thank both my guests, Ambassador Fabian as well as